And now, Daily Commentary with your host, Brett. Hey, what's up, defensive drivers? Brett here. Today's commentary terms are bikes and peds. Now, ped, of course, is short for pedestrian, but do you know the two types of bikes and peds? Ones you trust and ones you don't.
Did I not clearly explain the circle of trust to you, Greg?
Yeah, I think I got it.
In bike safety class, they teach you to be predictable and generally go in a straight line. As a driver, any deviation from that should trigger an automatic distrust of that bike or ped, and your foot should be covering the brake. Now, it's true that bikes and peds can come out of nowhere, so tagging them early can keep everyone safe. Alright, by show of hands, how many of you trust this kid? What about now? And how about now? And what about this one? Nope. What about that one? And but you trust this one, right? And wrong.
Sorry.
But what about this one? You can trust that kid. No, you can't. When you're driving in areas where kids are, like school zones, residential neighborhoods, parks, and especially parking lots, always be super observant and cover the brake when you see them. Now, what if a ball rolls out into the street? We'll start braking because there will likely be a kid chasing after it, looking at the ball and not at you. When you're driving through a busy city where hundreds of pedestrians are walking, you obviously wouldn't need to tag every single one of them, just the ones that pose an immediate threat. Like the ones trying to cross in front of you when you have a green light. Silly ped. When you see a car completely stopped in the other lane, slow down or cover the brakes so you can assess the situation. They might be waving on a pedestrian to cross in front of you. What a ding-dong. What happens when a bike or ped is crossing in front of you and you see the car in your mirror isn't stopping? You lay on the horn. That's the right thing to do. This car not only honks, but repositions itself to potentially shield the pedestrian. Some bicyclists give the others a bad reputation because they pick and choose when they want to obey traffic laws. Remember, be predictable.
Dear brother, becoming predictable.
And if you're a bicyclist, obey the traffic rules as if you were a car. You wouldn't cut the line if you were a car, so don't do it as a bike. And nope. There's another type of rider you need to steer clear of, the drunk rider. They usually never wear helmets and are all over the road because they're drunk. And they're only riding their kid's stupid bike because they had one too many DUIs. Oh man, watch out for that guy. When you make a right turn, be sure to check your right blind spot for bikes. One of the reasons commentary driving is so important is so that you never forget to effectively scan the traffic scene and identify all of the hazards.
Oh, son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Alright, this next clip is a prime example of what I'm talking about. See this bike? Question, does the car coming up behind him see him? How many of you say yes, he sees him and avoids him? And how many of you say no, he hits that bike? Alright, roll the clip. If you answered yes, you are correct. However, the guy fixates on the bike next to him and totally misses the bike in front of him. What an awful driver. Remember, always scan for bikes and peds and call them out early. Then cover the brake if they become untrustworthy. Daily commentary, out.